So I made a Nearpod. I'm gonna post into the chat.
Okay.
Nice cat, Brad.
I know this is a nice cat. I mean, you want to see pictures of my real cat?
You have a cat?
Yeah, I have 6 cats.
She's looking at like the one in the cover.
I mean, I wish that was my cat. Well, my cats hate me. They just run away from me, or
You should take your cat to Samantha's house.
I mean, I'm not sure they like birds very much.
All right, so we'll give it one more minute. Let's see who else can join. All right, so I think we're good. I don't think anyone else is going to show up. All right, so I want to thank everybody for coming to the meeting today. I know that it's been quite a roller coaster trying to organize such a meeting where it's mutually convenient for everyone. So I want to thank you for being here. We have Brad here who's going to be presenting a little bit more about Scratch. And if you can follow along on the Nearpod, he has the link on the conversation or on the chat, whatever you want to call it. So you could just click there conveniently and go to the page. I'm going to let Brad take it away from here. Thank you again for joining, and thanks, Brad, for putting this together.
Yeah, Kashara, I just want to ask, can we have like a meeting where we just play games? Like one meeting?
Yeah, like what game?
I have no idea because I joined this Zoom meeting for this college and they were just playing Among Us, and I figured, well, let's just play Among Us. He was like the best liar in the group.
That would be kind of cool. I mean, you want to schedule that for next week or something? That's fine.
Yeah, would anyone be down for that? To play Among Us? You can just raise your hand if you want to say yes.
So hold on, is that going to be like a? That's not a console game, is it? Or is it a PC game, or what kind of game?
It's a mobile game. It's a PC game. I'm not sure if it's on console, but it's free on mobile. So.
Okay. And you could play it on PC. Any all links? Gotcha.
Yeah, crossplay.
Maybe we should advertise it something bigger. It could even be like Computer Coding Club hosts Among Us game or something, right? And you could invite as many people as you want.
Yeah, like they did at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, let's set it up. Let's get a flyer out there to the rest of the clubs and see if we could all kind of just come together.
Okay, I can do that.
Nice. Oh, by the way, really quickly, you guys thinking about coming back to school at all, or no? Have you guys made a decision? Anybody want to throw out their answer?
So in my case, for example, I'm not going back.
Gotcha. Brad?
Oh, I just have a question for Michael. Because I got the email about going back to school, but I didn't see him on the list, right? And I thought he was coming back. Sorry for putting you on the spot, but are you coming back?
Michael Chavez?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. I see him on the meeting. I don't know what his decision was. I think the last time we talked, he said he was not. Cause
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't know if it was like a mask thing or I think that was just the SATs that he was worried about.
Oh, Matthew. William, you unmuted yourself. Did you want to say something?
I was just gonna say that I'm not going back.
I'm not going
Got-
back either. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the kids are not coming back. I think out of 1,200 kids that are usually in the building, about 300 said they might. But out of 300, I'm pretty much guessing 200 would probably be a better estimate as to who's coming back.
Wait, Mister, did you see the email? There was like 50 kids on that email.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't see it. Like I don't know. They don't communicate to the teachers as much. I tend to get my information from you guys most of the time. All right. Well, anyway, so without further ado, here's Brad.
I stopped sharing back. So wait. Okay. There you go. Okay. So, yep. Nice cat. So, there was only 6 people that joined my remind. So, if you want to join my remind, that's the new code. It's Hey World, but with the 30. And yeah. Oh, I can hide these names. Oh no. So yeah, join the remind. I'm gonna post the code in the chat. And then we can just, you don't have to answer that. I would just skip along on that one. So this is the link to the desktop application for Scratch because at the end of this meeting, I will assign like a 5-minute project and it's very, very, very easy. And if you have any issues, I recommend downloading the desktop app because the web is very slow and sometimes it glitches and it lags and it's really annoying. So yeah, if you're on the Nearpod, you should see a game, right? Oh, I think you should see a game. That's why once you guys get into the Nearpod, it's a basic review of some of the block structures in Scratch. For those that are not in it, here's the answers, but anyone on Nearpod, don't look at it. So we'll wait a few minutes for that and we can see the results. So in Scratch, it's written in blocks, and there's 2 types of blocks. There's like hat blocks, and hat blocks goes on the top, and there's just like skirt blocks, I guess, and they go under the hat block. So after this, I can tell you what a hat block is and what the other blocks are. So we'll just wait for a minute.
Hey, Brad.
Hello.
So we can't install this on our school laptops?
I mean, I installed it on my skill laptop before, but can you try?
Yeah, I'll try doing it now.
I mean, I would say we can ask tech to do it for us, but they haven't done much. But yeah, just try. Okay, we'll move along. So yeah, these are the answers. Yeah, so just a simple move block. One thing that's really good about Scratch is the blocks mean exactly what they say, like move, repeat, say, it's just exactly what they mean. So yeah, so we're gonna go over motion blocks, and motion blocks are motion based. They can move sprites, they can move steps, turn, and you can even make a sprite go to a specific location. And I honestly should have had this open, but we can look at what motion blocks do in the actual editor. So move, it just moves the cat or any sprite you want. And if you want to change the sprite, you can just go to here, search for sprite on surprise, and now you have a little bow for some reason. And yeah, it just really just moves it. And the turn, it truly just turns. So it's very, very straightforward. And the other type of blocks are called event blocks. And event blocks do things when a specific event is triggered. So when the program starts, that's one event, or when a specific key is pressed. So when you press the spacebar, this event runs. And I can show you, I can just press the move, then I'm pressing the spacebar, and it just moves. And all of this is important because in the project I want you guys to make, I want just a simple calculator. So we'll just go over one more type of blocks, and that's the and it's the operator blocks. So just a little bit of math. We have all of these. We have the equal block, and you could put text into the equal block, by the way. So if A equals WWW, which doesn't. And the last thing I want to go over is variables. And if the user gives you a response, you want to store that response so you can check if it's equal to something you want. So here, we can write if, right? And then we can ask the user a question. So you can go into sensing, go to ask, we can put that at the top, name, and the answer stored would be just answer. So if answer is equal to, I don't know, Caceres, if answer is equal to Caceres, let's say the cat turned 45 degrees, I don't know. And yeah, it really just turns. And if we put like my own name, the cat doesn't turn. So this is the if statement, and this is the operator blocks. And the very small project, and I'm not going to send this in the chat. Just in screenshot. In the chat is to make a basic calculator, if statements, and operator blocks. And yeah, so just ask the user for a number and then say the result back. And you can send that to me on Remind, or just email me if you want, or just type it in the chat, or I don't know, something like that. And yeah, this project, this meeting is meant to be short because I know the SATs are coming up, and I think some people have chem meetings today if you're a junior. So yeah, that was the presentation.
All right, awesome. So I really like the project idea because a calculator is something very useful to use. And it's very easy to know whether you're on the right track or not, right? Because you know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So you you can double check to make sure that your code is working pretty easily. And the project is also nice because on Scratch, um, you could add buttons very easily, make it very interactive. Um, change the backgrounds. Just customize it the way that you like. I think it has a really good user interface for that. So if you guys want to definitely try it and then send out the links to your projects, make sure that you share your projects though. Brad, can you go to Scratch really quickly and just
Oh yeah, sure.
okay? So at the top, right now you don't have a share button, but it should be right in the middle. Once you sign in, we'll just wait till Brad signs in.
And also, you have to make an account, and you can't share until you verify your email. So if you're having problems, make sure you verify your email.
Yeah, if you want, you could actually use your school email, and then you'll get that big share button right in the middle at the top there. And that'll be easy for us to just kind of look at your stuff there. So those of you who are interested in maybe taking the computer science, the AP computer science course that's offered at FJC next year, you will be asked to create a project of your own to send to the College Board. I've had a couple of students who created calculators for their projects, and they've gotten pretty good um, scores overall for the AP. This one kid, he actually made a graphing calculator, which is pretty cool. He made it out of another program, not Scratch though. It was processing. So that's kind of like a watered down version of Python if you guys get into programming. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And like I said, they got pretty good grades on their AP test. Actually, Brad got a 5 out of 5 from his AP score. If you guys were interested in knowing. Sorry to share your information there, Brad.
It was very easy. It's a one-day project.
Yeah, but if you know what you're doing, imagine you don't know anything about programming and try to take that class. It could be challenging.
I mean, I would say computer science. It's only challenging if you just. It's only challenging if you just like don't really pay attention. I guess. Like that's all it is. Pay attention, memorize it, and it's kind of simple.
Yeah, I mean, the practice is probably the most important thing, right? Because that way you memorize the different functions, the commands, the syntax, how to code. So the more you do things, obviously, in life, it's like the easier things get. So with programming, especially because um, the one thing that I personally feel that is challenging for some students is like debugging, right? So try to find the error in your code because for you in your mind when you created it, it all made sense putting it together, right? But somewhere along the lines, maybe the computer didn't understand something that you were trying to do. Remember that the computer is really not smart. Um, it's just a tool, and you have to give it specific instructions in order for it to work. So don't assume anything, and you can't assume that the computer is going to interpret what you want either. Michael, you have a question.
Yeah, so like just like what you said, the computer only does what you tell it to do, right? When you program, you're giving it a set of instructions for it to follow. So it really does that. And now I just want to ask you this question because maybe you can give a little bit more of advice or a visual to other students who are starting programming. So
Yeah.
what's your preferred programming language for beginners, especially at the stage after going through like block-based coding and programming?
I personally like JavaScript because I think it's easy for you guys to kind of practice with the syntax, right? The only thing is that JavaScript is not really used out there. How can I say, like, software companies aren't going to be using JavaScript. They'll use Java, not JavaScript, or they'll use C++ or something object oriented. But what I like about JavaScript is that it's simple enough for you guys to learn without having to get bogged down with too much of of the intensity that like Java has. I mean, Brad has the experience of doing Java, or you too, Michael. You were doing the
Yeah, I
had
worked with
experience
that.
with the
Yeah, last
Java,
year.
yeah, with the robotic stuff. So you see how the difference and how complicated it could get right away. So if you're still at that beginning stage, I feel JavaScript would probably be best to at least learn the logic and the reasoning behind programming. So Brad
Yeah.
pulled something up here that's kind of
Nah, I think you underestimate JavaScript. Because I still use it to this day, and it's like the basis of most websites. They're written in JavaScript, so it's actually one of the most popular programming languages and the one where you would probably get the most jobs. And
yeah. I mean, like if it's web-based stuff, yeah, definitely. But
yeah,
you can't use JavaScript to program a
yeah, for any
microcontroller or something.
applications, that's like Java or like C++. That's the like applications. That's
Yeah,
because of speed, I guess.
yeah. Well, it's also
Well,
the
yeah,
way
and
that
it also
you
depends on the
configure.
framework that you use, right? Because different frameworks could support different types of languages. Like you can have Python, Java, right? JavaScript. I know Brad's pretty familiar with it. He showed me some of his work last year, you know.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really impressive. Good work.
Now, where you want to make money if you're really into the software stuff, you see where it says number 4 PHP.
Yeah,
That's probably one of the most popular ones because a lot of businesses use that. And the other one, three over, it says SQL.
no, that's getting phased out.
It's another one. Yeah, but what happens is with business is that they are not so quick to move from one platform to the other because that'll mean that they have a lot of downtime, right? So there's still a lot of businesses that use it and that don't want to bring down their system, so they'll hire people to
Yeah,
um, to learn that. And also two over MATLAB, that was a really popular one when I was in college. Now it's still really popular, but it's very informal. So the things that you learn in JavaScript and Java, like that structure of declaring variables and you know all that other stuff, it kind of goes out the window a little bit with MATLAB because it's very how can I say informal, but it's used for simulation. Like that's the key thing. So you could do Java and C++ for simulation, but MATLAB is probably the leading software for that. So it's really cool. We actually got licenses for MATLAB from robotics.
how complicated is it to use?
It's just really easy.
You should
Like
send me a license.
I gotta see if I find them because that was from last year, 'cause when we were still involved in the robotics club. Um, but you'll see, like I used to get frustrated because once you learn programming and it's very structured, um, when you get into MATLAB, you're just like, wait a second, like some of these rules that you didn't have to follow, like you could just get on and program without having to know like a lot of formal things. All right, cool. I think what we should do is
Mr. Caceres.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting you. I just
No,
wanted to ask you, so about, I know that and some teachers might be going back to school this year. Now I don't know the status on whether students are going to come, which students, first, last. I don't know any of that, but hopefully if you do get to come back to school and you do get to see your students, it'll help them visually see it because when you're on the board, like you can just explain it to them visually and in person, right? So sometimes it can help make things clearer. I remember
yeah.
last year, I think I was helping maybe some seniors or juniors learn JavaScript too. I know Java, not JavaScript, Java, and they had some difficulty with it. And I remember that being in person just helped me like sort of clarify a couple of things because some of the things that we might not be able to do virtually, and I think that that sort of in-person structure does help with that. So maybe hopefully next year we might see something like this, and hopefully we can all meet each other up, with this
Yeah.
computer coding club.
I think most of the teachers are coming back, probably like 95%. I'm definitely going to be going back As far as like the students, the rumor, this is a rumor. I don't know if it's true or
Wait,
not, but
I thought there was a meeting about it tomorrow.
sorry.
They're hosting a meeting about it tomorrow.
Oh, Mr. Cummings, then he probably has like the final decision or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But the rumor is that the juniors and seniors will be coming probably at the beginning of May.
Yeah, I think that's true because the email only went out to juniors and seniors.
Yeah. So that's the word on the street. I don't know. I haven't heard anything final yet. But yeah, I should be back in the building on Monday. This Monday, like in a couple of days.
Mr. Caceres,
Yeah.
will you be isolated to your room? Like, will you not be allowed to go into the robotics lab room? Or, like, so how does that work? Are you just supposed to be locked in your room the entire day and just leave?
Yeah, I think that's probably the idea. I don't think they want us to mingle with anyone because at least when we were there in November, the last time I was there, um, you couldn't really meet up with any other teachers. You couldn't have lunch with them. You would just stay in your room. You could go to the bathroom, and that's pretty much it. So, and
Mr.
and the
Caceres?
yeah, what's up?
No, I'm sorry. Go on.
Well, I was gonna say, and the difference now is if you guys come to school, um, I'm still gonna have to do virtual teaching. So it's not like I'll be up on the board trying to teach because I still have probably 98% of the students at home doing virtual learning.
So that means that the students, let's say some students go in person, they're also going to have to be on Teams logged in, and they're going to be basically doing the same thing that you would be doing at home, except you're just physically in person. Is
Correct.
that it or no?
Yes, that is it.
Brad, what do you think about that?
I think he's laughing.
Listen. I live 2 miles away, right? So if I have to walk 40 minutes just so I can do the same thing and do it at home, that's not worth it. That's not worth it at all.
I think the main thing about trying to go back is mostly probably for the seniors to have their kind of like moment where they're all together. I think, right? Because you've been together for the last 3-4 years of your school, so you want to have this last time to kind of like get together. Although you can't, but it's hard virtually. But if you're in person, at least if you guys are outside or something, you guys can maybe talk. And it's also important for the teachers to make a connection with their students too. I think they're trying to get maybe the freshmen in there before we go on summer break, just so that they can also be part of the school, like they can feel like they're part of the school.
So are all teachers required to be vaccinated before they come back?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
But did you take it? I mean, if you don't want to answer, you do not have to.
I don't mind answering. Yeah, I took it. I took the shot. I took it the 17th of March was my first one, and then the 6th of April was my second shot. So I did it because
Yeah.
there's a lot of benefits to it. Like I'm not gonna like put my family at risk either, or you guys at risk, right? So if I could protect myself and a lot of other people could protect themselves, then why not? Um,
Yeah.
how do you
I can
guys feel
definitely see
about
that.
taking it, taking the vaccine? What do you guys think as students?
Like being forced to take it, or just
No, not forced to take it, but just like, what's your opinion about taking it? Like, if the options
Well,
available.
yeah, that I think that it's something that's could be very positive and beneficial, because I know that I was looking at the news and they said that there were already some universities and colleges that are mandating for their students to take the vaccine to appear in person fall, right? So that's something very interesting, because you see two different sides there. You can really see the division, right, between the students with their opinions, that some people say, oh, this vaccine is new, we don't know the effects yet or whatever. But as of yet, there's no proven evidence that if especially if you're young and you would take this vaccine, that it will cause any harm or significant damage to you maybe when you're older, right? But again, we just have to wait and see these things. And there's some others who just say that they're prioritizing safety, out of everything. Because if you need to be together, right, for a particular, I don't know, maybe it's work related, right? If you need to be together, because I know some people need to work in groups, and those people might need those vaccination, right, to keep them and everyone around them safe. But I mean, as a students, I think even if the students agree with it or disagree with it, I think that the parents will really be the ones that, ultimately try to persuade their child into having specific thoughts. Because I thought that they said in the news that for you to get the vaccine, I think as of now, only right now, if you're 6 and older, you need to be with a parent or guardian. So that was something surprising too.
Yeah, I mean, parents definitely have a big influence on whether or not the kids, you know, taking the vaccine or not. I don't know. I feel like if you're pretty healthy and you're at a good age, why not take it? Because um, honestly, like you take vaccines for other things when you're little, and you're protected. Although you're probably gonna have to take this vaccine on a yearly basis, just like the flu.
Right, and the more people vaccinated, the better it is for everyone,
Yeah,
because they're trying to do that. I think it's what, herd immunity, right? Where
yeah,
if a lot of people are vaccinated, they already have antibodies. It just really helps everyone around them. Sort of like suppress the virus transmission and all of that. So I thought that was just really interesting to see, because back then I remember there was a teacher who said that when there was, I don't know if it was a swine flu or I don't remember what it was, but they said that when there was vaccinations out, everyone was just taking them and there was no question about it. But today people have different opinions, right? And all of this deals too with technology, right? You have misinformation spreading across social media. You have people who believe something because maybe they see an ad or a web content, and some of those their beliefs just align with a couple of things that they see on the internet, and some of it might not be true, some of it might be true. So that's the thing, though. See, a lot of people have access to technology today, and everyone's sort of making their own decisions, right, about this, because that's not how it was 10 or 15 or even 20 years ago.
yeah. I mean, there's gonna be definitely a lot of opinions, mixed feelings, and all. So I mean, we just all kind of got to be responsible for ourselves and for our families. So you can't change
Exactly.
people's minds. So it's just about respecting each other's decision and just being mindful. Because even with the vaccine, you still have to social distance and have your mask on. You know what I mean? You're not just gonna go um,
So wait, so when
trying to
you're in the
trying to throw
room
a party.
by yourself, you need a mask? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you still
No,
need the
no, no.
mask?
I mean, I would probably still wear it. I don't know. I don't think it's required if I'm just in there by myself. But maybe I'll still keep it on. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, so all right. So Brad gave you guys that quick assignment for your calculator project. Brad, you want to give them a due date or?
I mean, next week. I mean, if you have any problems, just message me and remind. The code is right there, and I'll get back to you in a few minutes.
All right, cool. You guys heard that? Just ask Brad any questions that you guys have. And we'll see you guys probably next week sometime. We're gonna definitely get that game, the Among Us game, going on. I think we should probably invite the other clubs.
I'll talk to you about that later tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, thanks everybody for joining. Thank you, Brad, for putting this together. Appreciate it. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.
Have a great day.
Thanks. You too. Bye, everyone.
Nice day.
See ya.